What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, additional stimulus programs that you might not even know about and are coming available in the near future, some of which are already available now, and what is going on in the world today. Several different things to talk about. We're going to talk about a couple different, actually, a lot of different stimulus programs that can actually help pay your bills or give you additional money, help somebody out in your family in this episode. We got a lot to talk about actually in this episode. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on the fourth round of stimulus, as there is several different things on the horizon, several different stimulus items that can be included in this infrastructure/stimulus package, as well as through executive orders and standalone bills. Don't forget to hit the like button for us down below, and here we go. First up, the CDC is ramping up COVID-19 variant sequencing as the variant-related viruses or infections make up half of all the United States cases at the moment. The Biden administration will direct $1.7 billion to sequence the emerging variants of the virus that causes COVID 19, the White House announced on Friday. New variants of the coronavirus make up about half of the current COVID 19 cases in the US, according to the CDC. The emergence of variants underscores the critical need for rapid and ongoing genomic surveillance. The spending includes $1 billion to allow the CDC and the states to expand efforts to sequence genomes and identify virus mutations, possibly setting up new vaccines in the near future that are actually for the mutations. An initial $240 million will be distributed across the states early next month. This comes as both Pfizer and Moderna have announced a third shot that you will likely end up taking, or if you want to, 6 to 12 months after your first two shots, that will be called a booster shot, a third shot now for the vaccine that many people, including the Pfizer CEO, is saying that this might become a yearly shot similar to the flu vaccine or the flu shot. The CDC says now that half of all US adults have received at least one vaccine dose at this point, and that less than 1% of fully vaccinated people get COVID 19 after being vaccinated. So it's actually 0.008% percent of people. However, the damage has been done and still continues to be done as the world passes 3 million COVID deaths and the US passes 565,000 deaths with over 31 million cases, around 10% of the United States. We are starting to trend back upwards now with 79,000 cases yesterday. We are trending back up. That's over the high of last summer and double the high of the lockdowns. We were averaging around 30,000 new cases when we locked down back last year. Now we're more than double, even still today. Countries all across the world, including Europe, continue to pass stimulus packages and stimulus checks for their residents and their country, as the economic portion of the pandemic or the economic portion of the recession or the depression continues to rage on, even if some countries are getting worse or getting better with the pandemic. US is starting to trend up with that. Countries across the world continue to pass stimulus checks and stimulus packages, which just continues to show the need for the US to continue to pass stimulus packages and stimulus checks, which likely will be included in the infrastructure package before all is said and done. As you know, we have about 100 different Democrats now pushing for not just one stimulus check to be included in the infrastructure package, but for monthly recurring stimulus payments in this next package. And I think we'll likely end up seeing some new bills and new proposals and a lot more push here coming up this upcoming week. We have some new bipartisan bill proposals that have come on the block within the last 48 hours or so. One from Kirsten Sinema, a Democratic senator, and Mitt Romney, a Republican senator, even though some people say he's not really a Republican, just in name only, although he has been voting for, along with the Republicans, in the Republican blockade of voting for any of the packages coming from the Democratic side. They have both teamed together along with a group of 20 bipartisan senators to propose a bill to tackle student loan debt. Senator Mitt Romney, Republican from Utah, and Kirsten Sinema, Democrat representative in the Senate from Arizona, this week introduced a bipartisan bill to tackle student loan debt. The Earn to Learn Act will allow low income students to pay for college related expenses through a college matched savings program. Quote, we must do better to ensure American students have the skills and the training necessary to pursue good paying jobs that keep up with our challenging economy, Mitt Romney said. Our legislation will help students pursue their education by equipping them with financial resources and knowledge they need to attend college, career, and technical schools without the burden of being saddled with debt when they graduate. This new savings account proposal allows participating states or nonprofits to give an extra $8 to every $1,000 a student puts into the account, and money can be used once a student selects a school to attend. So, for example, they're basically 8xing your money. So, if you put $1,000 into a college fund, these states can then 8x that. So, you put in 1,000, they put in 8,000, or if you put in 10,000, they would put in $80,000 of free government matched money to use for college. Now, this is a bipartisan bill in the Senate, and they're going back to their group of 20 from the Senate. And bipartisan means both parties support it, Republicans and Democrats, at least in the initial small group. It'll be interesting to see if this grows legs and kind of catches on, because President Biden wants to do a big round of student loan forgiveness of $10,000 to $50,000. But a lot of people are questioning, well, once you do this, which is a one time event, what happens in the near future? Are people going to want student loan forgiveness every 2 years or every 3 or 4 years? What about for the next generation and the next generation that haven't even got to college yet? So, this new type of student loan savings program could be the solution to that. Say they do a one time round of student loan forgiveness, which kind of helps there's about 45 million adults that have student loans right now, and maybe the savings program helps for future generations to help save money for college. I also think that when President Biden does the mass amount of student loan cancellation, he's already done three mini rounds. First round for $1 billion, second round for 1.3 billion, and the third round passed pausing of payments, debt, and garnishment for over 1 million borrowers. Those were the easiest ones to do. They're looking into right now if they can do $10,000 to $50,000 of student loan forgiveness through a presidential executive order. I think that is going to be likely how they end up doing it. I don't think they're going to add it to the infrastructure package. And we could be seeing this happen literally within the next week or so. They've been looking into it. President Biden has his White House education secretary looking into the legalities of this, and their legal team, to make 100% sure that they can do student loan forgiveness through a presidential executive order. Remember, in the third stimulus check package, they've already passed a provision that says any student loans that are forgiven within the next 5 years will not count as taxable income. Normally, when money like that is forgiven, let's just say $10,000, that would count as taxable income because you don't have to pay it. It's a write off for the government, so you would have to claim it as income. So it might cost you 1,000 to 2,000, maybe $2,500 in taxes because that would count as income. However, they've already passed this in the third stimulus check package. There was a provision in there that says any student loans that are canceled for the next 5 years will not have to pay any income tax on that debt forgiveness. So they've kind of set the stage for this big mass round of student loan debt forgiveness. I also think that there will be a large movement after they pass the student loan forgiveness because I do really think this is going to happen. President Biden said he's willing to do at least 10,000 and a lot of Democrats are pushing him for 50,000. I think once this happens, I think we're going to see a large push for other types of debt forgiveness for people who didn't qualify for the student loan debt forgiveness. The government could easily do 10 to $50,000 in mortgage debt forgiveness. The government actually owns the majority of the mortgages on the back end through government programs like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. That's government backed by the government. They also could do IRS tax forgiveness or state tax forgiveness, anything that has to do with the government type of tax forgiveness. They also could do credit card debt forgiveness or other types of debt forgiveness, such as medical debt forgiveness. Credit card debt forgiveness would be a large one. They will likely have to do that through a stimulus package, but I expect to see a large movement for that once they pass the student loan debt forgiveness. So, student loan debt forgiveness kind of opens the door for this in the future because once they pass student loan debt forgiveness, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, you just did this. Can we do some more for the other people? And I think with the Democrats being in charge, I think that's becomes more and more likely. Remember, student loan forgiveness. If we back up the train a little bit here, used to be a joke in Congress, and it was only some very extreme Democrats that would even talk about that. And as the years and months went on, it grew more and more and more and more support. And now almost all Democrats support it, and the president can simply do it through a presidential executive order. And he says he's willing to do at least $10,000. So when you add the two up, it's only a matter of time. Within the last 3 weeks, he's done those first three rounds of student loan debt forgiveness. And I think then we'll start to see the push for these other types of debt forgiveness. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think once they pass the student loan debt forgiveness, the mass amount, because I truly believe it's going to happen, it's just a matter of time. Do you think there should be other types of debt forgiveness? And if so, what do you think should be the top priorities? Okay, next up, if you've been following the show, you know that there's a lot of other stimulus type programs besides just the stimulus checks, like the student loan debt forgiveness that we just talked about. And there's state and local programs, and there's all sorts of other different programs, student loan debt forgiveness, Social Security raises, Medicare raises, all sorts of things like that. Well, I had a very detailed comment from a viewer last night that I want to show you that has a whole bunch of other type of stimulus programs or community programs that you can reach out to that just might pay your mortgage, pay your rent, mortgage assistance, rent assistance, or other types of programs. So you might want to grab a pen for this and write some of these down because honestly, any one of these programs could mean an extra 1,000 or more in your pocket. So this comment came from a viewer, Susan Elmore. Thank you so much for your research. And I put it in a Word document so it was a little bit easier to read. So she says, these are all the nationwide programs I am aware of, off the cuff. Note, if religious, it is not specific to your beliefs. They will help anyone. So the first program here is the American Red Cross. Check all their American Red Cross assistance programs. Go to their website, and for most of these, we don't have websites listed because you can't really post them in the comments. So just Google these. So American Red Cross, just go to Google and look through their different assistance programs. That's number one. Number two is the United Way. The United Way Foundation, look for their main website, has multiple different stimulus related programs, help programs where they can help you pay electric bills and different type of bills. And they do this for millions and millions of people. Number three, the National Alliance for the Homeless. Again, just Google that and look that up. All these different type of programs can give you additional stimulus programs or stimulus money. Shriners.org, that's a website for anyone who is caring for a child with rare illnesses, but they do help others also if you need further assistance. For food assistance, Project Bread by State Financial Housing Insecurity Help Other Resources. So Project Bread, just Google that. Number six, the YMCA and the YWCA of America. If you have housing mortgage issues and your landlord or bank has given you a notice to quit or foreclose, your state and legal aid programs. As we've talked about before on this channel, There's a lot of state and local county mortgage assistance rental programs also. Number 8 is Catholic Charities Nationwide. Number 9 is Jewish Family Services Incorporated, which is also nationwide. Number 10 is Friendly House Incorporated. Number 11, if you are a victim of domestic violence, male or female, you can look up the National Association for Housing Safety. Number 12 would be your state Department of Transitional Assistance. Note, this is the same department that gives out SNAP benefits. If you're experiencing poverty, there is a program for people to get money right on their EBT card. It is in place of the old-fashioned welfare system. You can apply for emergency assistance, especially if you have been denied unemployment because you worked less than 6 months, or you have been recently disabled and are waiting for your payments to begin. Or if you have housing instability or financial instability. If you're already on SNAP and are not getting other assistance and have been bouncing from house to house, a recent trauma, or are unable to get work, this is an option to put emergency money in your pocket if you are on a waiting list or have a recent diagnosis and don't have any income. Again, this is the Department of Transitional Assistance for your state. So look it up for your state. The money is for someone who is in any type of transition. Number 13, if you're on disability and your rent includes utilities, you can apply for fuel assistance programs by your state. They will give you money for the portion of your rent that would equal heat included, conversely, if not included. Number 14, if you are on disability, I know Massachusetts does this and many other states in the Northeast. If you make low income below 1,000 base, you can apply for SSI and SSP. That will give you about $280 to $400 if you get both on the first of the month. For those on disability but pay rent and are low income at or below the federal level, which is a smidge over $12,000 per year, you can go to the Social Security Administration and find your local branch. Some are open, some not. Go to the main website and look for Social Security Income and SSP for those who rent, including utilities, i.e., hot water and heat, which is depending on your income. They could give you $200 to $400 on the first of each month. Each state is different, but you may be entitled to these different programs. So thank you so much, Suzanne Elmore. If you know of any other programs, please comment them down below. Hopefully, one of these programs will help out you or some of our viewers, some of our extended family, our community here. There's a lot of programs we just went over, so honestly, you could probably dig through them, take a little bit of time after this video, and go through them because any one of those programs could mean hundreds or thousands of dollars extra in your pocket. And remember, these programs and organizations and charities were made exactly for people like us to help them in the time of need. And it's a once in 100-year pandemic. So try to reach out to them, see if any of these programs apply to you, and let us know if you qualify for any of them or if any of them worked for you. Then let us know in the comments of maybe an upcoming video so that we can tell our additional family here so we can get as much help to our viewers and our family here as possible. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on all these upcoming different stimulus programs and the fourth stimulus check and the infrastructure package, as there's multiple different stimulus items that they're pushing to have included in there. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode because we cover different programs in different videos. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on the Amazon FBA program. I've had dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income by starting a business and selling products on Amazon. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.